Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, guys? It's your boy President Peppers back at it again with another exclusive banger coming at you with these trade recaps for the week. Nah, I'm just tripping. Big booty holes ENT, thick with the records in the building. Yeah. So what I wanted to do tonight, for the most part, was try to get some trade recaps because I feel like once I delete this and reanalyze for the night, this ain't probably be no good for tomorrow. I usually do it on Tuesday night, but I'm gonna try to spit it out tonight just because the trade setups that I've missed this week have been exclusive. Um, for the most part, just focusing on AU this week, just because I see my baby mama GJ just pushing and pushing and pushing. I do see exhaustion starting to happen down at the top. Off the 1 hour chart, um, high, potential high low, make new highs. We are failing to create new highs, and we had the market. Ooh, did I not finish marking GJ? Yeah, see, that's how frustrated I've been with my baby mama over here because she ain't been playing right. So, let me see what we have with the weekly open right here. Weekly open. But yeah, for the most part, see, coming from all the way last week, we continuously making higher highs and higher lows. This week we pulled back and still failing to create. It is only Monday night, the market could just be pump faking for a little bit before it goes higher. Kicking over to UJ, see what UJ got going. UJ didn't already push higher, so you can only imagine that GJ gonna follow behind it. But for the most part, yeah, I kind of peeled off of GJ just because I want to do something. Um, I really ain't been able to um, time these pullbacks to know when the higher low is completely formed to push higher. And this is mostly because um, I like to do, like I like you see price pushed up here, consolidated, pushed again. I would like to see a 50% play or at least 50% or more. If that's not 50%, it probably is right there. But then, um, I don't know. It's just in real time. It's just like you don't know, or I haven't been able to catch or line up where DJ is going to pull back to right here. We got structure most recently broken right up in here, or that could be 50% to a push higher. So 50% look like what it's pretty much been doing for the most part. But usually, DJ pulls back a little bit deeper. But for the most part, I just haven't been able to line up with it. So I just kind of been focusing on AU. And from the weekend analysis on AU, what I had was AU was big bearish, or not big bearish, but somewhat, last one, two, 3 weeks, and then now this week opening up bearish. Um, this is your impulse here into the highs. Like I said, from the weekend analysis, you had some type of liquidity grab slash profit taken right over here, and then price action just has been reacting bearishly ever since. So, looking for sales, market open. You got price pushing to the highs, potential higher low, higher high, higher low area, higher high, potentially breaking structure on the daily. And then as we pull back right here and then broke the low, we confirmed that breaking structure, and then you got the pull back or the push, pull back, push, confirm the shift of structure. So now we are bearish on the daily, and then on the 4 hour, as you bring back in the analysis, for the most part, what I had was based off the weekly, based off of the daily, looking for the shorts. Um, so what I did was my lower high that puts us into new lows based off the daily time frame. If you hit that bar replay, something like this right here, reset that thing. So my lower high that pushed us into the low, where we marked that from? Oh, we was looking at this support right over here. So based off of the daily, let me see, go back. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we were looking for this was the lower high that pushes into the lows. What I identified on the daily chart was the next support, looking left because um we don't have a bullish close yet to identify that, from this lower high, this is not a new lower low, then pull back lower high to go back down lower low. So that's why I marked this support up right over here. So you got the high, low, lower high, potential lower low form somewhere over here. We had the support identified from this. So that's where we get the two gray boxes from. Then you bump down to the 4 hour. Um, like I said, we know from the weekly and the daily, we looking for shorts. So we're gonna hit that play button one time so we can get that market open 5 o'clock Sunday evening candle. And on most feeds, what you got was a gap, but based off of this Wanda chart, it don't really look like a gap. What you have was, let me rewind it one more time. So it's because of the 4-hour candle. But yeah, what you got was price action open down here and then pushed bullish. And if you bump all the way down to the 1 minute, 5 minute, you can see that gap. But for the most part, like I said, we were looking for the shorts. So as price action opened up, I saw price action for the most part just come out and open real bullishly. See this big ass candle right here open up. When you go down to your 15-minute, what we can see is price pushed up, came back, and then broke above. But from this 4-hour chart or 1-hour chart, I want to kind of identify what I've got marked up here. So this is my most recent resistance that I got marked up on the 1-hour chart, and then the most recent support going from last week's price action. Then I got a level back here with just like these gray lines, kind of where price came down, kind of respected, pushed through, pushed back above, came back down, kind of like an SR flip, and then kind of the same type deal at the top, price exhausted and dropped from there, retested and dropped, retested, got back above, broke through, kind of some respect, support and resistance type deal. And I use those just as, if price broke above 74,131, I would look for price to react from this level. I would look for price to react from the, that zone if it pushes back up. But, overall, we're still looking for a short. So what I also identified was continuation sell zone I got right here. If price closed below that level, we were potentially selling into support. But you had a 15 point or 15 pip range once price closed below that level. So it's been kind of shaky to catch to try to trade that small ass range. But what we were looking for was price to push through that level completely and then try to come back down here and retest this wick. This was my initial target that I had identified. So that's where the initial TPs were set to, right down at that level. And as we go down to the 15-minute time frame, we can see even better how price got to that level. So once you button down to the 15, we'll do a bar replay back just so you can kind of flow with what the candles produce. So price action closed last week, consolidating in this little zone here. We had the little gap, and then price started to buy back up. Price pushed up. I didn't necessarily count this as my Asian high just because it was too early on within the session. So I just let this kind of price action play out. And then I saw, this candle close. So that's why I have this marked as my Asian high. Now, from the way that I trade and me continuously marking the Asian session, I know if we made the high first, we going to make the low. And when I was looking at this, I saw it on the 5-minute. That's why I got this initial sell here because I wanted to sell from there. I missed this trade. I missed this trade and this trade right over here. But I wanted to sell from there simply because I knew if that was my high, we going down to make the low. And once we continue the bar replay, price action came back to retest this level and then melted even more. So pushing back over to the 15, like I said, this trade was missed. I wanted to outline. Target was down there based off what we found on the left. And then, as you can see, this is where price action came back and sort of kind of retested that 5-minute level right up in here, which I could have also executed on, but I walked away from the computer at this time. I have everything marked up and went to go do something else. When I came back, price action hadn't played out. So what happened was I said, okay, well, I missed the initial entry with this trade right over here. So we're gonna let that one ride. So what I'm looking for next is price action to create my Asian low. So the way I identify my Asian low, let price action push bearish until we get a bullish print. And then that's how I identify my Asian low between the 30-minute and the 30-minute, the 15-minute, the 5-minute. Now, I know some people probably question say, okay, why does this not count as the Asian low? This bullish candle here? Well, simply because price action opened over here. We pushed up higher. It wouldn't be for me, anyways. It wouldn't be for me until price pushed up and then broke this right here and then came down and printed bullish that I would mark my Asian high and my Asian low. So Based off of that, what I was looking for from here. So you can kind of delete that because I said I missed that trade. What I was looking for from here, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to execute on some shorts. But what I wanted to see was I wanted a 50% retest or from this swing Asian high to this swing Asian low. Some people might not see it as a swing Asian high, swing Asian low. That's how I see it. That's how I identify. That's how I get active in the market. And when I was sitting back here, I had a limit order here, and I had a limit order a little bit higher, just in case price action pull back higher. Potentially get an entry here, and then an entry like let me see if I can. Oh, let's go big field. See if you can see it. I had like one at the 0.70 way up there. So we can clean up, yeah, right here. So I had an entry at the 50 and I had an entry at the 0.7 just in case we wicked and then dropped. But what ended up happening was price action didn't make it back to the 50. It came back to the continuation sell zone. And because I wasn't actually looking at this chart right here, I was looking at it from off the phone. I missed the second entry was this trade right here. And then as you can see, price pushed up to my continuation zone. If I would have been looking at this chart exactly we got in front of you right now, I would have taken this sale all day long. Price broke, pulled back, exhausted into my continuation sell zone. These continuation sales are always break and retest trades. And then as you can see, that thing just fell on out. Even though, like I said, this, as we closed below the zone, was only a 15 pip range. I was expecting it to break through that range and then come back down to that target. So this was the second trade that I missed, simply because it didn't make it all the way back to the 50. And I was looking at this liquidity feed once price action pulled back to that continuation sell zone. From there, what I said was, okay, well, price just, it just dropped. You know what I'm saying? I missed the move. Okay, ain't no need to trying to hop in now because, like I said, the price action has been pushed. We got the move we were looking for right here. So, potentially we could, stop looking for that move because it didn't already happen. So what we want to do is wait for that pullback. And then what I did was, which was a mistake to me, or I took my fib and I drew it from this high to this low. And I was looking for areas where I thought price action can stall out at. And the first thing I noticed was on my, I think I was looking at it off the phone. Yeah, because I didn't look at it. I fell asleep after price action had dropped right here, and I started watching it this morning. So the first area I identified was, these two wicks right here. This across the bottom of this wick and the top of that wick. I knew that was a lower time frame area where price came down and found support, pushed up, found a resistance, and then broke through that support. So that was an area I was looking for price action to push back to and then possibly stall out. Also, the bearish continuation zone, that's also a break and a retest area we look for to execute within the market. So as price pushes on, or as we hit that play button, I'm looking for price to hit here. And then as I scroll down to my smaller time frame, I was like, okay, well, this lines up. And then there's also a slight low slowdown right here. So price action can also come back to this level here and give me an entry. But what I should have done was, let me get rid of this. I should have taken my fields from there to there, giving me a better confluence of where price action potentially could have came back to and start out at. So what I had was these two levels identified on my lower time frames. And what kind of threw me out of the trade was when I was watching it play out this morning. Like I said, I didn't come back to it till about 8 o'clock this morning. Oh yeah, now 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Yeah, so I missed all this. I woke up at 6. So right here is I'm just not waking up, starting to get ready for work. I don't really care about any of this price action right here. I had my zones drawn up before I went to sleep. So about 7, 8 o'clock, which is about where we at now. I wanted to see if price action was gonna come back to here or back to here to stall out. But as you bump back out to the higher time frames, these levels don't exist. So that was the other thing that kind of psyched me out. It's like, okay, well, I got this was low. I should get the feels from. But I got my confluences from the lower time frame. But as I zoom back out to the higher time frame, like, that shit don't really line up. So I don't know. I'm gonna wait. like I said, I didn't have the fibs drawn on properly. I just had these two white zones drawn in the back, and I had my bearish continuation zone. So what happened was price pushed into that level and rejected. And I was like, okay, well, let me see what happens, how it reacts. Okay, and then they broke above. So I was like, oh, hell no. That first level, I was looking to execute from, then hold up. You know, it's a smaller time frame. Resistance at this point, since price is pushing bullish, we just closed and broke through it. So it potentially ain't time to get active. And then as you can see, price pushing to that second level I had marked up, which if I would have had my fibs drawn on correctly, then that higher time frame confluence would have got overwritten simply because from the swing high to the swing low, we got a 50% hit, and I would have been more than willing to take a short from there. So also it is about 9 o'clock in the morning. New York session open and pumping. NYSE is getting ready to open up and pump. The AU, the Australian market is already closed at this point, but the US dollar is getting cranky. So if the US dollar is going to be strong throughout the New York session, this pair or this currency is getting ready to drop. And as you can see, this resistance held up at the 50% and it came down, and I would have been targeting the lows. So my setup would have been potentially something like this, right at that 50% mark, stops potentially right above or below, above that Asian midpoint, 12 pip stop. Or if I would have took it from right here, 2 pip stop, theoretically or realistically, I would have been from up there. And then once price pulled away, I would have adjusted to there. But the setup would look something like this, basically a 2-to-1 ratio. And as you can see, that thing just melted right on out. Targets would have been smashed right there. And at least by the, I didn't come back to look at it till I was waiting, because I knew if I didn't get in around 8 or 9 o'clock with that new 4-hour candle open, that I had to wait until London closed around about 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I didn't get back to it until about 11:15. And as you can see, 11:15, this is where price action was way down here. And I was like, damn, I missed another freaking entry. So way up here was my first entry, continuation sell zone, my second entry, the 50% retracement of this big impulsive move from the higher time frame, the third entry miss. So now, we're moving on to tonight's Asian session, which is why I wanted to get this video out tonight, because I knew once I deleted these charts, I wasn't probably going to be able to get back to these setups and explain them to them like I am now. And for the most part, we getting ready to get active. Let's end this and let's see what price action currently is right now. So what we got right now, that was the third trade that I missed. We're gonna delete this fibs. And yeah, so we got the high, low, lower, low. Potentially we waiting on 50% of this move, or just find and see where resistance, where price action holds up. But yeah, I would do a top-down analysis on this, because I ain't really trying to do no guessing. I want all my zones and my lines to be accurate. I want perfect prediction on where I think the market's gonna come to, and then I'm gonna get active. So just based off of Sunday night and then Monday daytime price action, 3 trade setups that I potentially have missed so far, all would have had great risk to reward ratio. None of them come really close to my stop loss. And yeah, I feel like I needed this. Even though I didn't catch the trade, I feel like I needed, a good week of me marking up the charts and price action really playing out the way I thought it would play out. Because last week and the week before, it really ain't been good. Like I said on last week's compare and contrast video, I had, one of the meanest entries on AU, and got stopped out by like 1 to 2 pips right up in here, bro. I had an entry somewhere like right up in here or even right down here, and then I had stops right above. And with the broker that I used, came and stopped me out before price action dropped. And I was targeting right down here. I couldn't tell you that I would have took targets off the table, because from where I entered to where this would have dropped to 61 pips, I ain't the greedy type to be like, yeah, just let it see where it can run to. Nah, damn all that. I'm about to get out, because last time price hit down there, we got this big ass reaction. So yeah, I just wanted to get this out, get this information off my brain and onto some computer paper. And for the most part, I have it down written so I can, kind of release these trades from my brain and then just rechart and analyze. But that's all I got for this one. Just wanted to get this out there. Big Booty Hoes, ENT in the building. Thick Witted Records. I'm out. Like and subscribe. Peace.